Hey man, I'm Bronson, and I have a near complete set of Arcane Rising that I'm going to be putting in my collection binder. Now, the last video I had, I put the Welcome to Wrath near complete set in the beginning, and that's what this is right here. And now I'm working on the Arcane Rising. And I already did one page just to get myself started, but I'm going to be going through the rest of the pages. Now, just to keep in mind, this is going to be a long ass video, just really nice and chill, me rambling, me like enjoying the game and enjoying the cards that were printed, and yeah, just kind of along that lines. So I don't know if you guys set collect, but man, it is awesome. Like when you put these cards in a binder like this, it is literally like a piece of history and a piece of art. And honestly, these cards are going to be hard to find later on as time goes on and the world changes. Cards are going to be hard to find. So it's really nice when this game is coming out now to be able to acquire them and put them in the binder. And unfortunately, I came late to the party and I can't buy those legendaries. There's no way I'm paying $1,200 for some legendaries. So yeah, this is what we have. Or the Fable. Oh my gosh, there's no way for the Fable. So just to give you a rundown of how I'm doing this, I'm putting these cards in order of the number at the bottom. The only thing I'm doing that kind of is not that is I'm skipping the legendaries. And a great YouTuber viewer of mine told me that on the first video that if you skip the legendaries, the cards in the back here will align perfectly, which is great. I really like this setup because before it was staggering and it didn't it didn't do anything for me. It really kind of irritated me that it was staggered, but this way everything will be good. And honestly, it doesn't matter because I'm never gonna get that legendary card anyway. Because right here it's supposed to be card 0004. And yeah, never gonna get those legendaries. So let me keep going. So let's see. I'm at 19 right here, and then this is card 20. And man, I just love the Arcane Rising set. I never got to open any, but man, it is a cool set. When I bought the some bulk in it, it's just I really like the steampunk kind of thing, that feel, and oh geez, just a really cool set in general. And I really like how I feel like they were really smart. Legend Story Studios was like, hey, let's release this game. Let's hold off on the arcane stuff right now. Let's hold off on these complicated, more advanced aspects of our game until a little later on. And I think that was really well done because the game is great. The mechanics are awesome. It's just learning them all at one time is kind of tough. It's better to slowly give it to the players, in drips, and just drip, drip, drip. Like here's a little bit more. Here's a little bit more. It's called building blocks, right? You need to build up to the content. I mean, you can't just learn it all at once. It's too tough. Man, I really like 0 to 60. So cool. The guy's like going faster than light, and you can only see his silhouette. That's cool. Ooh, zipper hit. I wonder who this guy is in the lore. I don't know if you guys know this too, but like each character that you see is gonna be from the lore. Like Legend Story Studios doesn't just create like mad scientist character ooh for a Halloween special or something. No, 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 no. Every character you see has a backstory. Man, wonder what her backstory is. Man, and my camera does not want to work. I am sorry for that. This, this definition is like old school 90s television. But yeah, it's what I got. I mean, you can see the cards all right when they're pretty far away anyway. Sometimes my camera likes to work when I get stuff close, but not today. Wow, that is cool. Dissipation shield. Yeah, it's interesting to me that some cards in the set are specific for that like pitch value. So the hyperdrive only has one, dissipation shield only has one as well. So let's see, we went to 35, 36, and then Azalea is 37. Okay. So I'm gonna put her Wait, 36, 37. Do I have 37? Oh, I'll have to see later what that is. It looks like 38 and 39 are Azalea. So I'll just put her here. I think the old one goes first. That's very weird. I don't know why it would be old and young, but hey, do what the number says. Yeah, I'm constantly having to look at these numbers because the problem with doing it like this is if you are off one number, it can screw up the rest of your put in. And I'm really at what is it? I'm depending on how these were sorted. So if these were not sorted good, then I am going to be putting it in the wrong order. And you're probably like, Bronson, what's the big deal, man? You're just putting cardboard in plastic. But man, I don't know. If you're a set collector, you get me, man. If you get me, you get me. Like, it's just really cool putting stuff in order and just having something that's complete. Like, I think completion is the thing that is the most important for set collectors. It's getting a finalized, like, this was all of the cards for this set, which is really cool. Oh, what's up with this? Oh, cool. Knockdown. Great. I was worried for there for a sec. I thought I was gonna have like a blank. Okay, I'll show you right now. I thought I was gonna have things staggered with that other card, but oh man, it's good. I like this method. When you skip the legendaries, it just really helps. It just makes things non-staggery. There we go. And hopefully too, what I'm really hoping is that I have enough room for Crucible War at the back. I would love to have a full binder of Welcome to Wrath, Arcane Rising, Crucible War. Like those are the sets. Like bam, like near complete sets of each would be really nice. And I think I'll try to continue that because honestly, it's not like it's not too much money. Like if you think about it, for the near complete sets, like I think I got really lucky. I was able to find a really good posting, and I picked it up for I think 250 for each near complete set. And I mean, it wasn't the best price, you know. I mean, if you got in on this a long time ago, you were paying like pennies on the dollar. But even still, it's not too bad, especially because the guy I bought it from put it in what is it? Like in order, and it was already done. Like if you're going around eBay and you're trying to like get certain cards to finish it out, that would be tough. And that would be kind of a hassle, but when you can get it all at one place, it really did help. It was really worth it. I'm really happy with this purchase too, because once this is all done, I'm just gonna be putting out this on my shelf, and every now and then I can come to it and be like, wow, like look at this collection. I don't know, it's just kind of cool. I mean, I collected this kind of stuff for Magic the Gathering, and my favorite set I think is Fallen Empires. And I know you're gonna laugh, but hey, it's just had really cool art, and I love the feel like Fallen Empire. Like, oh, I don't know, it just sounds really cool. Oof, man, Tony, you had a great idea, man. Like having these in order. Oh man, this just does it for me. It does it, man. Man, the Ranger had a good amount of cards. Salvage Shot is a really good card. I've said it in other videos too, where I think the Ranger was meant to be a fast hero. When you hear James White and you hear all the devs of this game, when they talk about the Ranger, they think, oh well, the Redliner bow and red in the ledger. It's all supposed to be like you're going for red. You're trying to get in the red zone and deal as much damage in a fast period of time as possible. But honestly, I think the Ranger has a secondary thing. I think the Ranger could definitely be built off of salvage shots and things like that to where you are trying to prolong the game as long as possible. And you can, if you hit an opponent with a salvage shot that also has the dominate from the archer ability, you're able to get your opponent to what is it? Take the hits. Salvage shot goes back in your deck, and your deck just keeps growing and growing because you keep hitting. Very interesting that we have one extra card because we didn't before. Oh well. So this is card number. What is that? 74. 75 is Runeblade. Okay, cool. So we're on track. Just making sure I didn't skip anything, guys. That would suck. Ooh, Viserai. Viserai is so cool. I really want to make a competitive deck out of him. I'm kind of like disappointed. Like the current meta and the current games that I've seen with him just aren't very good. I feel like people, I don't know. I feel like the other heroes might have a little bit like on him. Like maybe he's weak currently, but I just think I think he's pretty powerful in my opinion. And the reason why is those rune chants. And what I really want to do is make a deck that's built around just amassing an insane amount of rune chants. Just an insane amount. And the reason why is because of this card. So the ninth blade of the Blood Oath or whatever, he does 9 damage, and it costs 1 less for every rune chant you have. So if you have 9 rune chants, it is free to cast. So I could definitely see a build where you build Viserai all around defending. So he defends, 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 and all while building up those rune chant, rune chant, rune chants. So after you build them up for like 4 or 5 turns, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of rune chance. And the problem too is you have to make sure like Spellblade Assault and all the attack cards you have aren't being used. They're being used for pitch because if you attack, you have to pop the rune chance, and that's no bueno. Now, the thing I think that would really help is if you have 3 of each of these. This is a reduce rune chant, so you can block with this card. It's a defense reaction, and when you do block, you get a rune chant token. So if you think about it, if you had, let's say, I don't know, 4 of these in your hand, and you block all the damage, you just created 4 rune chant tokens, and it costs 1 less for every rune chant token you have. So if you you can literally block as you normally would, but you created 4 rune chants. That's huge, and like I don't know. I just feel like it's very underused and utilized, especially that I think people don't really use the 3 of version of him, like the 3 pitch value, because the 3 pitch value does not have as much block and only has 2 block. But even still, like you're gonna block anyway with another card. Might as well block with that card, and then you get a free rune chant. I don't know. It's just a really underrated card in my opinion. I think that's gonna be a really powerful strategy. Because another thing is that what is it that extra that weapon he gets? I don't know what it's called, but the weapon he got in, I believe, Arcane Rising, or maybe he got it in the Crucible War. It makes it so no hero can gain life when any other hero is when that hero is higher life total than anyone else. So I think what the deck could be based around is you have that weapon, right? So your opponent's just beating the shit out of you for like, I don't know, what, 6 or 7 turns, and they're going to have more life than you, obviously, because they're beating the heck out of you, and you're not doing anything. You're just blocking, 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 and building up rune chance all along, right? So while you're doing that, they have cards like maybe the Tome of Fandale or any of those other healing cards, right? Those cards that they can't use because you are lower life total than them. So they're not able to use those cards. So it's a really great way to kind of negate the effectiveness of heal cards, which in my opinion are used a lot. Like those heal cards, man. Oh, geez. I think Sigil of Solace is another one. It's used in so many decks, especially the red pitch version, because you get uh, 3 health. But man, I think that is something I would love to build around. Interesting. Oh, shoot. This is going to knock me off. Well, wait, 112? Oh, okay. Wait, I think I'm good. Wait, I don't know. This is 111. And then this is 112. Oh, man. Oh, I know. I think I'm going to put tokens in the back. Yeah, tokens in the back works. Tokens and legendaries go in the back when you guys are doing this. Because if you don't, it's gonna screw up the format of having three ofs like this. It's gonna desegregate it, and I don't like that. There we go. Doing Kano. And what's interesting about Kano, man, is it seems like James White is all over this guy. Like, James has even said, like in other interviews, that he loves like the wizard and the wizard archetype in other games. So that's kind of his thing. And I remember in the Chris Booley interview, he mentioned that the wizard was not understood, and that only maybe a couple people really understood like how to use him. I thought that was really interesting. Just definitely sounded like he had a personal connection. And I like that. I mean, if I created something as amazing as Flesh and Blood, I would definitely have opinions and have a favorite of my own, but I do not. But what I can tell you is my favorite so far, not just being a person, definitely Viserai. Oh my gosh, or Viserai, whatever you want to call him. I really like his stuff. His kit is awesome. I love how he's doing dual types of damage, and I just feel like he's really powerful, especially too with Viserai's abilities. There's a lot of attack abilities that he has that cost less based on how many rune chants you have. And you normally do have rune chants, especially because when you attack, if you had a card that was a non-action card before that and you attack, then you gain a rune chant token from Viserai's like hero ability. And I mean, the strategy that I thought of with building up rune chants, it kind of wouldn't work in that aspect because the point of his character is to create as many rune chants as you can. Proc that as much as possible. So if you're doing the non-action attacks and you're doing the defense reactions, it's not going to generate as many rune chants as if you play a non-attack action attack, non-attack action attack. So you definitely generate more that way, but I don't know. I just think the problem with that is people, they block it with their no rune equipment and all that bullshit. But if you have, let's say, 20 arcane damage coming at you, there's only so much you can block. I mean, maybe 3, 4 max. But think about it. Like when you're doing that kind of arcane damage, you want to do as much as possible in a single hit because when you do, it makes it so your opponent only has so many cards that they can pitch with to activate the abilities of your armor. And that's, I think, the key with those types of the arcane damage, even though you're not going to get as much value out of the hero card. I think long term it's so much better to just build all those rune chant tokens and wait for your moment. And when you can, you attack with a 9 damage Blade of the Blood Seal and then maybe 15 tokens. So that's what, 20 something damage? Let's see. 9 plus 15, guys. 24 damage. But wait. And it gets better than that. So you just attacked with Blade of the Blood Oath, right? That's one card. One card that costs 0 to play. And you attacked for 24. You have 4 more cards, or you have at least 3 more cards in your hand to do whatever you want with. So, I mean, it's just so powerful. If you attack all at once, you can do 24 damage and have 3 cards to do stuff with. I mean, and granted, I know, you're gonna say Bronson, dude. That's like a really freaking impossible thing to do. I know, it's okay. But if you think about how like what is it? How powerful that would be. It would be very powerful to pull off. I'm just looking through my equipment. So right now I have this random ass equipment cards. I guess I'm missing one, but I'm probably missing the legendary. I'll just continue as normal. So this is 149, and this is 151 with the Talamitic lens. Put that in here. And if you're listening this far, thanks, man. Like, I know this is a little rambling on and a little boring, but man, sometimes you just have to just take stock in what you have and really like enjoy the game and really enjoy the cards. I mean, the cards are beautiful. I mean, I talk about a lot about the mechanics, and the mechanics are awesome. You know, the mechanics are what make the game, and why I think that competitively it's going to be a great game. But the artwork is also is very beautiful, and there's a lot that goes into the artwork. I mean, it's not just the artists, but Legend Story Studios has to have a concept of what the art should be, and they give the artists these A, B, C, or D diagrams and say, hey, like this is kind of what we want along these lines. Pick which one you want and let us know. But yeah, ooh. All right, we got some spiciness. Wow, we got a Command and Conquer. This card is definitely spiked. I don't know if I want it in my equipment though. Let me look. One sec. I want to make sure that I don't screw this up. I think I'll be fine. I just don't want to make it so I stagger things because I did that last time and it sucked. One, two, three. Wait. One, two. Okay. Okay. I think I was good. Okay. False alarm. Okay. Gonna put Command and Conquer here. Beautiful card. I like I liked how that's sleeved, or else I would have definitely had to grab a sleeve. And then we got Art of War. Wow. Yeah, and what's great, man, is I got all these cards in bulk, like or in like one deal. So it really did make these hard to find cards a lot more affordable because if you're buying these yourself, it is definitely a challenge. I will say that. Oh man, then we have Rusk thing. I'll have to see what I want to do here. Is one of these a token? Instant attack, attack aura. Huh, interesting. Well, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to just put these other cards on this side right here. Unless I can see. So these are two instants, an aura, an action. Because I don't want to stagger stuff. That is like my biggest nightmare for this. I think I might be missing a card. You know what? I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Alright, so there was supposed to be an Arcanite Skull Cap, which is a legendary card that I'm probably never going to get, which goes there. So this is all good, and this does have to be an area that is not completed. Now I think I might put the tokens here. I think this is going to be a good spot for the tokens, but I'm just going to start off with the rest of the cards in here. So these are the generic cards for Arcane Rising. Sorry about the pause, but I'm sure to you it only felt like a couple of seconds. Some dumb humor. But Life for Life. I really like the Life for Life card, man. That's some good artwork. I wonder who that is, like on top of that guy, like seeping all of his life energy out of him. Jeez. Probably his ex-girlfriend or something. Who knows? Maybe that'll be in the lore. Maybe I should read a book. And oh man, I am so excited for the lore book version 2 or volume 2 that will come out. I mean, I hope they distribute the lore books like as a package once everything's done. But man, like I really can't wait to get that my hands on that PDF. Whew. Just like the first lore book PDF. There's so much stuff in there, and I've gone through it in detail, but I have to keep rereading and I keep learning new things. It's just, oh, it's just such well done lore. And I mean, guys, I hate lore. I hate lore in any game. Like I'm that guy in video games where when I see that dialogue screen comes up, I'm smashing that A button, I'm smashing that B button, trying to get rid of this dialogue to get back to the gameplay, get back to the action. But Flesh and Blood, man, it's got some really great lore. I'm just so surprised. Like I never thought I would like the lore in the games. It's just because, I feel like the people who are the creative team behind the game, and you've got, you've got a great staff. You got Robbie Wen, you got, then Nikki behind this stuff. And there's probably a lot of other people I'm missing, but basically they respect you when they show you a picture of this witch doctor, the plague doctor, this earrings prayer, whatever. They don't do it because it looks cool. They do it because there's something behind that. There's a reason why that is existing towards their lore. They build the cards around the lore. They don't build the lore around the cards. And that's a really good point, man, because I feel like a lot of other TCGs, I'm not going to name names, but I feel like they build the lore around the card. So they make the artwork first, or they want to show you something really cool. Like they're like, oh, let's put this cosplay bunny in front of your face. And then after the artists create the cosplay bunny, then they talk to the creative team like, hey, yeah, we really like what you're doing here with the lore. But now there's a cosplay bunny in the lore, and then the creative team's like, "What? What are you talking about? There's no cosplay bunny in this lore." And the artist team's like, well, yeah, the consumer really wanted to see a cosplay bunny. So yeah, now it's in the lore. So yeah, now you have to figure that out. And I know I'm just making wild ass guesses. I could be wrong. I'm just making shit up, guys. But that does seem like something that would happen. Like the upper management just telling the lore and the creative people like, "Hey, yeah, so we like what you're doing. Thanks for all the lore, but what if, and just hear me out, what if there was a princess fairy in your lore?" They're like, "No, there isn't one." Oh shit, I screwed this up. Okay, I'll take this out. And then the higher ups will just force it down the creative team's throat and saying, "Hey, you will take this fairy and put it in your lore. We need to make our Q3 earnings. Do it." And then it's done. And that's how you have these fairies in the lore. But to wrap that up, Legend Story Studios isn't like that. When you see this brawn guy like come to fight dude, or this ravenous rabble, or this rifting, these are part of the lore. This is all part of the lore that was crafted around the lore, not just to, you know, get some earnings or do something. Flesh and Blood respects you. And that's what I like. I like the respect that it shows its people. And I know I'm really personifying all this stuff, but they really do respect the people, and they want to make something that's a great product. And I know, and I'm not gonna even try to pretend that I know what all this stuff is. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who this mage is, or this crazy ass rabble that I love this card. And I don't know who this wizard is, or this Princess Mononoke chick. I don't know any of these people. I'm just telling you, I know for a fact that based on other cards that I've seen, these guys are in the lore. That's how it is. And I know that it's kind of weird, like you don't like to feel that way of like, oh, I don't know, but it's cool because when you finally discover what these characters all are all about, and what they are, and why they're in the game, that it makes the cards that much special because you know exactly where they're from. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm almost done here. It looks like I'm gonna be staggered a little bit. So I got, oh nope, this is perfect. Sun Kiss, Whisper the Oracle. Woo! We made it, boys. And then I'll go back and put in those tokens, and you've watched a full video on some random guy on the internet putting these cards in his binder. And this is just me ranting and trying to, go through this and put them in. But I can tell you for a fact, I am going to go through this binder so much. Like, every now and then, man, when I want to pick me up and I just want to look through the cards and have a nice time, I am going to look through this stuff, man, because the artwork is just so well done. Oh, man, it is just really cool. Awesome. I'm so happy that it ended on a page like this. That is so cool to see. So now I'm going to go back to that one page where I had some more room here. So let's see. I think I have two spots. Do I want to put it there? Yeah, why don't I put it here and here? So I have these two cards. These were from earlier, the token cards that I had no place for, and now I have a place for. And I think this is the most efficient way to build this if you don't have any legendaries or fables. So let me go through the beginning and just go through the cards. All right, so we got Dash, and again, this is a near complete set of Arcane Rising without the legendaries or fables. So we got Dash's cards here. And oh man, this non-staggering way, this is the way to do it. I'm gonna call it. Oh, it looks like there's a blank spot here, but that's for Azalea. It's weird how Mechanologist has like one less card. It's very odd to me. Oh, but yeah, this is nice. Headshot. This is not a kid's game, guys. Like, look at this. Oh, jeez. Salvage shot. Really like that card. Viserai, my dude. Oh, wow. And this is great, guys. If you're watching this video and you like Flesh and Blood, really consider doing something like this. Not even for the value, man. Who cares about how much this is going to be worth? I don't care if in 10 years this is worth like $20. I don't care. I love having it. I love having a near complete set. I don't know. It's just really cool to have. And then this part, you're going to have to keep these tokens from before. These are, let's see, 112 and 218. 218 is the last card. I kept these and put them here. Then we have Life for Life up here, and these go into the generic cards. Just so well done. I really like this card art. So nice. Wow, very beautiful. So let me see too. So I have, to wrap this up, I have Welcome to Wrath and Arcane Rising. I think I have a little bit more room. I don't know if I will want to risk it and put Crucible War. I think I can in this 2.5-inch ring binder. Well, that's it for today. Yeah, I'm glad you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a long video, and I really appreciate you watching. Have a good one.